You guys know the heroes I create on this channel, the brave adventurers and the super dogs, but I realized I've never introduced you to the real inspiration behind it all, the real legends. I want you to meet the wire-haired terrier who thought she was a lion, the peaky pom who ran this house, and the little white Chihuahua who carries the torch today. This isn't a sad story. It's the story of how I fell in love with dogs. I've been using AI lately to create videos, to build a world that I can only visit in my imagination. In those videos, I can make the impossible happen. I can see my 3 dogs running together, playing together, side by side. I wish so badly that it could be that way in real life, that the 3 of them could be here, together, right now. But life has different plans. 2 of my babies, Shasta and Callie, have already passed on. Pocka is still here with me, holding down the fort. Even though they can't be together in the physical world, they are all together in my heart. And I want to tell you about them. It started with Shasta. She came into my life at a time when I really needed a friend. I was battling Lyme disease, and I was looking for a companion to keep me company while I was sick. I knew I needed a lap dog, someone to just be there with me. I remember going to the shelter to find her. I told the person exactly what I was looking for. Please bring out the lap dogs. They opened the door, and a whole group of small dogs came running out, barking and jumping around. But Shasta, she was a Pika-Pom mix, and she had a mission. She didn't run around the room. She jumped straight up onto my lap and settled in. I looked at her, looked at the shelter worker, and said, "This is the one." And she was. We had Shasta for 12 wonderful years. She did exactly what she came to do. She was a fantastic comfort to me through my illness. She eventually got old, and her health declined, and we had to say goodbye. It was incredibly hard to lose her, but I will always be grateful for the job she did. She was the perfect nurse and the perfect friend. After we lost Shasta, the house felt empty. But Callie and Shasta never got the chance to meet. We waited a while to grieve, but eventually we knew it was time to open our hearts again. We went to a different shelter this time. Just like before, I asked for a small dog, but most of what they had were big dogs. Then, the man mentioned one they had just gotten in, a wire-haired terrier. When they brought her out, she was in rough shape. They hadn't even had time to groom her yet. Her fur was a total mess. She had a cauliflower ear and a scar on her back. When I asked what happened, all they could tell me was that she had been abused. She was so thin and clearly hadn't been fed well. The man said that in her previous home, the other dogs had bullied her. She was terrified. I looked at her, broken, timid, and hiding in her shell. And I knew. I said, "This is the one. She needs love the most." We named her Callie. When we first got her home, she just walked timidly around the house, unsure if she was safe. But slowly, she realized she was. And as she got comfortable, we realized something else. She was incredibly smart. I'll never forget the time she accidentally stepped on the button to roll down the back window in the car. Once she realized she had that power, it was game over. Every single time she got in the car after that, she'd rush to the door and try to press that button. I actually had to put the child lock on so she wouldn't fall out. She kept trying to press it anyway. It always made me laugh. She went from a scared little dog to a brilliant, funny companion. Then came the popcorn. Literally. We had Callie for about a year when a friend told us she needed a home for one of her Chihuahuas. Her name was Pocka, which means popcorn in Portuguese. We thought that was so cute, but we just started calling her Pocka. She was only 8 weeks old when she came home, a tiny white ball of energy, and she immediately earned a new nickname, the Nuisance. She would worry Callie to death. She was always pestering her, nipping at her, just being a younger sister. But even though she was a nuisance, Callie loved her. I'll never forget the day we were walking them, and a neighbor's big boxer came out. Pocka, who always thinks she's 10 feet tall, ran right at him, barking her head off. The boxer didn't like that and came back at her aggressively. And that's when Callie, my timid, shy, broken rescue dog, turned into a lion. She flew at that boxer like she was ready to fight him and win. She made it very clear, "Don't you dare come near my pup." She protected Pocka from that day on. Now that Callie is gone, I think Pocka misses her. She was with Callie her whole life. But Pocka is still here with me. She's my Pocka, my nuisance, my knucklehead, my good girl. She sits and looks at me with those big eyes, and she keeps the house from feeling too quiet. I miss Shasta and Callie every day. It's hard that they are gone, but working on these videos, looking at these pictures, it doesn't make me sad. It makes me realize how lucky I was. In my heart, and in this video, they are finally together. Shasta, Callie, and Pocka, my 3 good girls. And as long as I remember them, they are never really gone.